the Atlanta Braves claw back from being down 4-1 and get their second win in this four-game stretch against the Washington Nationals and continue the streak of not losing a series. They still have to win one more game to win this one, but they will not lose a series to the Washington Nationals this week. So let's talk about what happened in this one. The Braves clawed back, like I mentioned. Drake Baldwin on the second at-bat of the game went yard. It's his seventh homer of the season into right center field. And the lefties tonight absolutely had Zach Little's number. He gave up 4 home runs in the first 4 innings. He managed to actually go quite deep into this one. But Drake Baldwin home run into the stands, into the Braves bullpen. James Wood, however, in the bottom of the first, this is when things got a little bit weird. Didier Fuentes getting the start for Atlanta after he had a pretty good start to the year in AAA after being put down there. And he starts out, James Wood, just basically a swinging bunt with Riley playing over towards where shortstop would normally play, hugs the line, single for James Wood. No exit velocity on that at all. Luis Garcia, line drive, and there you go. You have first and second, nobody out. But Brady House and C.J. Abrams both strike out through some 98, 99 mile per hour fastballs from Didier Fuentes. And after that, Dalen Lyle comes up to bat. And this is probably the first real source of where things went wrong for Didier Fuentes. He was going deep into every count. Let's not get it twisted here. But if you look at the pitch by pitch of everything going on here, Jonah Heim behind the dish tonight for Atlanta to give Didier Fuentes, the veteran, just a calling game. I've mentioned before how much I enjoy Jonah Heim's ability to call a game, and tonight I don't think that was on full display. But he goes down 2-0, not ideal, four-seam fastball, and then the slider. So he's down 3-1. And then after that, you see 4 straight four-seam fastballs in the middle of the plate, 3 fouled off, and then the fourth one, a little bit high in the zone, and Dalen Lyle just cranks it. 407 feet off the bat, 106 miles an hour. So maybe don't throw him 4 straight fastballs. I get not wanting to walk the bases loaded for Jacob Young behind him, but just not a great call. Didier Fuentes doesn't get out of the rest of this inning. I mean, Jacob Young reaches on a ground ball, and then a double from Yorbit Vivas is able to score him. So after that disastrous 4th inning, Didier Fuentes was good. He didn't get to go very deep in this game because, I mean, you throw, 46 pitches in the first inning? I mean, you're just not going to go very far. He was already on a pretty strict pitch limit as is. So 3 innings pitched for Didier Fuentes, 4 earned runs, 7 hits, 7 strikeouts, though, over those 3 innings. So the stuff is there. Just have to work better on sequencing. It's a matter of learning how to pitch and not just throwing hard. But, like I mentioned, the Braves down 4-1 after one, no problem. They tie it up right back in the second inning. And this is when Ozzie Albies reached via another fielding error by a middle infielder for the Nationals. This time, second baseman Yorbit Vivas. He scored in the bottom of the first, allows Ozzie to reach in the top of the second. And then Michael Harris just absolutely crushes one into the second deck. I think it hit the third deck, actually, at Nationals Park, right down the right field line. So that makes it 4-3 Atlanta. Dubon flies out, but Yastrzemski, he is able to reach. Jonah Heim reaches, and Acuna is able to hit a sacrifice fly, and that is able to score Mike Yastrzemski, who is standing on third. So tie ball game. And then from there on, the Braves, like I mentioned, homered in each of the first 4 innings. It was Michael Harris in the top of the third, who got it done this time on a left center fly ball. So he was able to go opposite field. This one not here nearly as hard, but very impressive for Michael Harris, who is having just he's on an absolute tear right now for Atlanta ever since he's been back from paternity leave. And then in the top of the fourth, Matt Olson with 2 runners on. Jonah Heim walked, Ron Acuna drew a walk, and after Drake Baldwin, he pops out. Matt Olson just scorched one right down the right field line, wraps around the flagpole, and the Braves are up 8-4, which is the end of the scoring for Atlanta tonight. But they got down early, just like they did last night, and they fought their way all the way back, and the bullpen decisions were able to keep Atlanta in this game long enough for them to actually come back and take the lead. So, we moved to Didier Fuentes. I already talked about him a little bit, but something I really wanted to mention is he did not give up, outside of the home run, he did not give up a lot of hard contact. So, obviously, the home run, 105 off the bat for Dalen Lyle. He gave up the double to Vivas, but he would have been out of that inning if just a number of different things go a different way. I mean, there were a few challenges that could have gone better for Atlanta if they were challenged, or if Jonah Heim decided to challenge one that was about 3 inches to the outside. So, not a good challenge night again for Atlanta, who continues to be, I think, the second worst team in baseball. I think actually only ahead of the Washington Nationals in terms of ABS challenge rate, and that's something you've seen in this series, or successful ABS challenge rate. But if you break it down, I mean, he struck out the side, just gave up some runners in between there. The thing that's important to me is he was not walking people in this first inning. So James Wood single, it's a cue shot down the left field line. It's not going to be a hit. It's a 1 in 20 opportunity of being a hit. So Wood when you're good, you got to get lucky sometimes. So it just is working out right now for James Wood. Luis Garcia, the single, absolutely. But you could have been out of it with Abrams instead. And then, like I said, you can question the sequencing to Dalen Lyle. Something I wanted to mention, actually, is this number I saw on Twitter is Didier Fuentes has a 381 FIP for this start, which is not good, terrible. But his xFIP, which is your estimated fielding independent pitching, so only giving strikeouts, walks, and home runs, is a .39, which is absolutely elite. So, very unlucky start, just judging off of that by Didier Fuentes. He does get sent down back to Gwinnett just to open up some more options for Atlanta, with Dylan Dodd heading to the injured list. So, that is how it is. And I mentioned, this game had a feeling a lot like last night. The difference was Martin Perez. Martin Perez, who was supposed to start tomorrow, it will not be starting tomorrow because we'll get to that in just a minute. He gives you 3 innings of length. So he basically extends Didier Fuentes' start to a 6-inning start. Gave up 3 hits, 2 earned runs in that stretch, both via the home run ball. And, I mean, what are you going to do? Because, I mean, Weimer got him, but also James Wood, that's his 9th home run on the season. And I believe they came back-to-back, or right there. They were both in the same inning, both in the 6th inning, off of Martin Perez in his last inning. Martin Perez able to get out of it and finish it off that inning. And then after that, the Braves send in their elite back of the bullpen. You see Dylan Lee, Tyler Kinley, and Robert Suarez, all with a 0.8 ERA on the season. This game was over as soon as they came into it. So if you can get 6 innings out of your starter, or a starter and a long reliever, and have a lead, you are in really good shape if you're an Atlanta Brave, if you're Walt Weiss. We'll just say it that way. You don't really have many hard decisions. Like, you can go to any of the bottom 4 guys on this team, Lee, Kinley, Suarez, And, well, I guess Raisel Iglesias, but he's on the IR right now. But there's lots of options in the back of this bullpen for you. And Robert Suarez is not your everyday closer, and he is still lights out. You don't feel in any danger. Even when the Nats got a hit off of him, I don't think, I know I didn't at least feel any danger for Robert Suarez trying to close this game out. So really good job by Martin Perez. We'll see. I know he's trying to earn a more permanent position on this team because the Braves have a lot of good young pitchers that are knocking on the door of the major leagues. Didier Fuentes started tonight. J.R. Ritchie getting his major league debut tomorrow. And, I mean, Spencer Strider's got to be back at some point in the next 2 weeks or so. And that's not even mentioning guys like Spencer Schwellenbach or Spencer Schwellenbach, Kirsten Waldrop, or even like an A.J. Smith-Shawver, who you think will all play a part for the Braves if they are to make a long championship run this year. So, definitely, Martin Perez has been a very surprising bright spot for Atlanta, and I do hope that he continues to have a role on the major league team, even after guys like Strider are back, or Fuentes or Ritchie, or both of them earn a spot in the starting rotation or in the bullpen for this season. So, because I think he's earned it. He's been fantastic for Atlanta. I mean, he's got a 2.70 ERA. And if you had told anyone that after Spencer Strider went down unexpectedly and he had to step into the 5 spot, and no one even knew if he would win the 5 spot because, I mean, Jose Suarez was right there, and Didier Fuentes was right there, and Martin Perez has been fantastic. So, an unsung hero for Atlanta. I think he's getting some credit now, but he has been fantastic for the Atlanta Braves, and the Braves would not have the most wins in baseball without him. Let's talk about Money Mike, because Michael Harris, over the last week, let's just bring up Michael Harris's game logs, because he has been incredible for the Braves ever since he's come off the paternity list. If we just look at his last 7 games, so that is his last 7 games, or let's just break it down by ever since he came off the paternity list. So that first game against Miami, he has 4 home runs during that stretch. He's hitting .306 this month of April. So a little bit of that beforehand. He's actually dragged down a bit before or from the stats before he came off the paternity list. But just on this road trip against Philly and Washington, which is a 6-game stretch. I mean, you look at, he didn't play in the second game against Philly, so 5-game stretch there for him on this road trip. But he's able to go. Let's just go back up here because this is so hard to read. If you look at this last 7 games for him, in 23 at-bats, he has 10 hits and 4 home runs, 7 RBIs, 2 walks. That's a very important number for Michael Harris, and a .435 average. So he's still not quite up to his expected numbers. He's not going to hit like this every week. Like, that's ridiculous. But this is kind of the luck turning in the direction for Michael Harris because he was getting very unlucky to start the year. So a .435 average, he's slugging 1,000, a .480 OPP. So if his OPS is, 1,480, good luck beating that. So now that Tripp's in the world, Michael Harris II is doing fantastic. And hopefully this is something that can be kept up. I mentioned actually in a text message, I can't remember if I sent it to a friend or sent to my uncle or anything like that, that I would not mind if the Braves, just during while he's hot right now, if they put him in the leadoff position and swapped him and Acuna out 1 and 6 against a right-handed hitter, and just let's see what he can do, because I think that would take some pressure off of Acuna. And right now, Michael gives you just the same amount of stolen base risk with just the same amount of power and probably a better on base percentage at the moment. So, but there's also the line of thinking that you don't want to mess with someone who's as hot as Michael Harris. So let me know in the comments down below, actually, if you would like to move Michael up in the order, up to the 1 hole or the 2 hole, or if you just keep him the same. Let him do what he's doing really well for Atlanta right now. And our last topic of conversation, J.R. Ritchie. The number 2 prospect in the Atlanta system will be making his debut. He's on a plane probably as we speak to Washington, D.C., and he will make his Major League debut tomorrow for the Atlanta Braves in a day game. So, very interesting set of circumstances for J.R. Ritchie. Like we said before, Martin Perez was supposed to get the start tomorrow. He had to come in relief of Didier Fuentes. So you make an emergency call, and J.R. Ritchie has been fantastic for the Gwinnett Stripers this season. In 5 games started, 27 in the 3rd innings pitched, he's got 28 strikeouts and a .99 ERA, 3-1 in that stretch. So he did lose that, but recently he has been really, really good. His whip over that stretch is 102, so it's only .1 lower than his career stats. So this is a very sustainable run of success for J.R. Ritchie. He's not just fluking his way through this. He is doing really, really well. He's he's walked 13 batters. He's hit 4. So that's, if you want to point towards anything that's a little bit abnormal for him, 4 hits batsman to this point in the season, very abnormal for J.R. Ritchie. But other than that, I mean, anywhere you look, 28 strikeouts. He's given up only 15 hits in the season, over almost 28 innings pitched, and 3 earned runs, one of them from one home run on the season. So he has been fantastic for Gwinnett. It's a different level, and he's stepping into the Lions' den against the Washington Nationals, which has not been said in a long time. But this is a Washington Nationals team that just did punish Didier Fuentes for not pitching and not doing the things that you would expect a high-level pitcher to do. He was not sequencing. J.R. Ritchie has to do a better job of that because he will also give up a home run ball from time to time. So we'll see how he does tomorrow. For one, am very excited to see J.R. Ritchie pitch. I remember his time with the Columbus Clingstones. He was only there for about a month or so, but very mature beyond his years. And he's a very young pitcher. He's only 22, so he'll be making his debut at the age of 22. He won't turn 23 until June 26th of this year. So very matured beyond his years. Very good interview. Wishing the best for the kid, not only because I think he can help the Braves out tremendously this season, but because from my limited interaction with him, is a very, very good dude. And I genuinely hope to see him succeed. So whether that's with Atlanta or another team, but obviously I hope it's with Atlanta. So that'll just about do it for today's recap. I'm Caden Sturgis, and if you got this far in the video, please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. It really does help my channel out. I'm a very small channel, and I just try to do these as often as I can whenever I watch the game, because I don't want to put out anything just from box score watching. I think that's worse than anyone deserves. So, but for me, I normally do this with someone else sometimes, so bear with me. But thank you for watching tonight, and I will catch y'all later. But until then, peace out and chop on.